Did you know that the combined wealth of the top 10 wealthiest people in history exceeds a staggering $8.5 trillion? From ancient emperors and conquerors to modern-day tycoons, these remarkable figures amassed wealth that transcended generations and left an indelible mark on our world. Brace yourselves for a captivating exploration of the top 10 wealthiest people in history. Number 10. William the Conqueror, the first king of England. With an estimated wealth of $228 billion in today's money, he paved the way for the ultra-luxurious lives of future monarchs. William the Conqueror's wealth can be attributed to various factors. Firstly, his conquest of England itself brought him immense riches. After the Battle of Hastings in 1066, William claimed the English throne and seized control of the country's vast resources. He invested a substantial portion of his wealth in building infrastructure, including the construction of over 100 structures, such as castles, fortresses, and churches. These grand architectural projects were adorned with intricate tapestries and lavish decorations, often featuring gold and silver. Number 9. Osman Ali Khan, the last ruler of Hyderabad in India. With an estimated fortune of $230 billion, he was the wealthiest Indian who ever lived. One of the primary reasons for Osman Ali Khan's staggering wealth was his control over the only running diamond mine in the world at the time. Now, this diamond mine, located in Golconda, was a significant source of revenue for the ruler. Hyderabad became a hub for the global diamond trade, and the wealth flowing from it was unprecedented. In addition to the diamond trade, Osman Ali Khan also had control over the mint of the princely state of Hyderabad. Now, this allowed him to mint and circulate his own currency, further boosting his wealth and economic power. Number 8. Nicolas Romanov, the last Russian emperor, who ruled during the tumultuous years that gave birth to communism. With a wealth estimated at $300 billion, he lived a life of opulence while his subjects faced poverty. One of the significant sources of Nicolas Romanov's wealth was the vast land ownership he held throughout the Russian Empire. The Romanov family possessed extensive estates, which yielded significant agricultural and mineral resources. Furthermore, Nicolas Romanov profited from the extensive taxation imposed on the Russian population. The peasantry in particular bore a heavy burden, with high taxes levied upon them to fund the lavish lifestyles of the royal court. Number 7. John D. Rockefeller, often regarded as the most productive man who ever lived, with an estimated lifetime earnings of over $1.5 trillion, Rockefeller became the richest man in the early 20th century. Rockefeller's journey to wealth began with the founding of the Standard Oil Company in 1870. By establishing a monopoly in the oil industry, Rockefeller was able to exercise unprecedented control over prices and market competition. His company, Standard Oil, controlled a staggering 90% of the US oil market at its peak. This dominance gave him immense power and led to substantial wealth accumulation. Number 6. Mansa Musa, the Emperor of Mali, with a net worth estimated at $415 billion, adjusted for today's value. He holds the title of the wealthiest man in recorded history. One of the primary sources of Mansa Musa's wealth was the vast reserves of gold within the Mali Empire. During his reign, Mali was the world's largest producer of gold, accounting for nearly half of the global supply at the time. Mansa Musa's wealth was further amplified by the thriving trade networks that ran through the Mali Empire. the empire controlled the major trans-Saharan trade routes, connecting West Africa with North Africa, as well as Europe and the Middle East. Number 5. King Solomon. Renowned for his wisdom and immense wealth, according to the Old Testament Bible, his annual tribute amounted to 25 tons of gold, equivalent to around $2.2 trillion in today's money. During his reign, the Kingdom of Israel flourished as a center of trade, attracting merchants from neighboring regions. Solomon's strategic location along major trade routes, particularly the lucrative spice trade, allowed him to amass great wealth through taxation and trade tariffs. Moreover, Solomon's empire was rich in natural resources. The Kingdom of Israel possessed valuable commodities such as gold, silver, copper, and precious stones. These resources were extracted and traded, further contributing to Solomon's wealth. Number 4. Augustus Caesar, the first emperor of Rome, with an estimated fortune of $4.6 trillion. One of the key sources of Augustus's wealth was his ownership of Egypt, a territory that supplied nearly half of the Roman Empire's food. Egypt's fertile lands along the Nile River provided a bountiful harvest of grains, fruits, and vegetables, ensuring a steady food supply for the empire. Furthermore, Augustus actually invested a substantial portion of his wealth in infrastructure projects and public works. He initiated ambitious construction projects throughout the empire, including the building of roads, aqueducts, and monumental structures. Number 3. Akbar I. Now, he ruled with unimaginable wealth. With an estimated fortune of $21 trillion, Akbar lived a life of opulence. One of the key factors that contributed to Akbar's extraordinary wealth was his empire's control over vast territories and valuable resources. The Mughal Empire at its peak encompassed a significant portion of the Indian subcontinent, giving Akbar access to abundant natural resources, lucrative trade routes, and highly profitable industries. Akbar's wealth was also enhanced by his shrewd policies, which promoted trade and commerce within his empire. Additionally, Akbar introduced efficient systems of revenue collection and land administration, ensuring a steady flow of wealth into the imperial treasury. Number 2. Shen, the Chinese emperor who reigned during an era of prosperity. With an estimated fortune of $30 trillion, Shen controlled over 30% of the world's GDP. One of the primary reasons behind Shen wealth was the remarkable economic growth and stability during his reign. China experienced a period of unprecedented prosperity, marked by flourishing agricultural production, vibrant trade networks, and technological advancements. This economic boom led to an increase in tax revenues, trade profits, and overall wealth within the empire. Shen administration implemented policies that fostered economic development. These initiatives resulted in increased agricultural output, ensuring food security and surplus for trade. Last but not the least, number 1, Genghis Khan, the Mongol ruler who conquered vast territories and amassed a wealth estimated at over $100 trillion. First and foremost, Genghis Khan's wealth was acquired through his military conquests. He led the Mongol Empire in a series of victorious campaigns, conquering vast territories across Asia, Europe, and the Middle East. The spoils of war, including treasures, valuable resources, and tributes from the vanquished kingdoms, contributed significantly to Genghis Khan's wealth. Tributes, taxes, and levies were imposed on the conquered territories, channeling immense wealth back to the Mongol capital. The empire's control over lucrative trade routes also allowed Genghis Khan to collect tolls and tariffs, further boosting his coffers. And there you have it, the top 10 most wealthiest people in history. From kings and emperors to industrialists and conquerors, these individuals left an indelible mark on our world through their vast fortunes. While their wealth may seem incomprehensible, it is important to remember the impact they had on their societies, both positive and negative. Whether they used their wealth to build infrastructure, support the arts, or indulge in extravagant lifestyles, their legacies are still visible today. While their journeys to wealth may not be replicable or morally justifiable in some cases, we can still draw inspiration from their ambition, determination, and ability to seize opportunities. If you liked our content and would like to see more of these amazing luxuries, please like the video and subscribe to our channel so you can be notified of our next epic video.